Good afternoon, folks. This is Deb Delapiano, and this is your, what is it? Oh, chain reaction report. It could easily be a shut the fuck up, but we're going to call it a chain reaction report. Normally, I do not do videos on Sundays because we have tonight's stream starting up at 6 o'clock, and that's generally enough for me. But I was inspired today by an article I saw about one of my favorites, and I say that with a great deal of snark in my voice, Bill Maher. Bill Maher, by the way, is defending Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin for obstructing the reconciliation bill. The one bill that, would actually do something for the American people. Something that has not been done in the past, 20 years. You know what? Let's not even count Obamacare. That was a sham. That was a total public relations move. That did nothing for America, okay? It did nothing for the average worker. Okay, let's talk about how we can't even make the minimum wage $15. We've been trying that bullshit since 2016. So, we work for under $15 an hour every day, people who are hourly workers. But Bill Maher's net worth is $140 million, okay? And he's out there defending Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin because they have their fingers on the pulse of the average voter. How the fuck would Bill Maher know what the average voter is thinking? He's not an average voter. And all he does is stand up in front of an audience every week and they laugh at him. And I'm pretty sure that that's just canned laughter. Okay? Bill Maher does not engage with people at my level and people at your level. He hangs around with elites because he's an elitist prick. End of story. Okay? He's an elitist prick who doesn't want his taxes to go up as he sits around with $140 million in wealth. But you know what? Joe Manchin, who's also a millionaire, and Kristen Sinema, who also courted millionaires to raise money for her re-election campaign, have their fingers on the pulse of the average voter. Fuck you. But you know what? This is the thing that really beefs me about the American people. They love to hate the wealthy, unless the wealthy come from Hollywood and have YouTube accounts and present themselves as experts on all kinds of levels. Let's talk about Russell Brand. Even as bad as he is as an actor, and I'm sorry, he's a failed actor, he's a loser, and he's a mental case. He's got $20 million worth of wealth. And now he's out there on YouTube spreading anti-vax bullshit with absolutely no proof of anything that he's saying and defending it as free speech. Russell Brand is a failed actor. Now, I don't like Katy Perry. I've never liked Katy Perry. I dislike her music. But she's trying to scrub every ounce of proof that she was ever married to this clown from social media. And you know what, Katy? I hate to tell you this, darling. It never goes away. Glenn Greenwald, who has taken a right turn, another one who has taken a right turn. It seems to be the popular thing to do because you know what, right now, the right controls the narrative and you can earn a lot of money doing it. I've been encouraged to do it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Glenn Greenwald, $8.5 to $10 million in wealth. Anywhere in there, that's what you're going to find when you go looking. Okay? He likes to remind you that he won a Pulitzer Prize for his work with Edward Snowden. And he did, but as part of a team. It's never an individual fucking award. There's always a team involved. But Glenn, he likes to put himself right out there. He likes to show his award every time he makes a video. Yeah. Glenn Greenwald likes to hang around on Fox News. He says the reason he hangs on Fox News is because no one else will ask him. You know why? Because he's a bullshit artist now, that's why. And Fox News doesn't give a fuck what you make up. They'll put you on there if you're popular. Okay? They make shit up all day and all night. Fox's founder, Roger Ailes, said he didn't care about the truth. He cared about ratings. And that's why Glenn Greenwald appears there. Maybe the reason he doesn't get invited anywhere else is because they're legitimate news sources. Glenn Greenwald will probably never win another Pulitzer Prize. Never. He writes for Substack now, whose owner believes that anyone should get to say anything even if it's a lie. And you know what? Don't call Substack a news site. I don't care if Caitlin Johnstone writes there. Substack is a blogging site. It's a blogging site. Glenn Greenwald has gone from journalist to blogger and vlogger. And that's all he is. All he is. I don't call myself a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I have my own blog site. I will never write for Substack because I don't put anything on my blog site that isn't the truth. And his husband, David Miranda, don't call him an activist. He's a politician in Brazil with $8.5 million in wealth. He doesn't speak for the Brazilian people or for the people in the United States. And as a matter of fact, Glenn Greenwald doesn't even live here anymore. He lives in Brazil. Neither one of them are common folk. Neither one of them live like common folk or think like common folk. Rose McGowan, and God knows, I am a believer in the Me Too movement. I believe that women are sexually harassed routinely. I've seen it. I've seen kids preyed upon in my store. Girls who are 17 years old preyed upon by 41-year-old fucking contractors. And it's a disgusting sight. And I believe that it happens all the time everywhere. But Rose McGowan is more than happy to go on Fox fucking News to spin her stories. She's got $8 million in wealth, okay? But that's not even the point. The point is she's willing to turn a blind eye to compartmentalize the fact that Fox News has paid out $90 million in sexual harassment charges. I'll put all of this shit in the video for you, just so you understand. There are other places for Rose McGowan to appear, but the fact of the matter is that there's more publicity on Fox News. She's over there talking to Tucker Carlson. She's over there talking on the web, on the news media site of fucking Bill O'Reilly, who was a multiple offender. A network started by Roger Ailes, one of the most massive sexual harassers ever in the history of media. Eric Clapton. Let's talk about Eric Clapton. A man who is now alleging he's had a lot of damage from receiving the vaccine. Eric Clapton has had a lot of damage from drugs and alcohol, which he admitted to in 1971, by the way. So let's not mince any words here. Eric Clapton, with $450 million in wealth, now calls himself a revolutionary. How come I'm the only revolutionary left in the music industry? Because he vowed never to appear in a site to perform where they require a vaccine, but yet that's exactly what he's doing. Because why? Because at the end of the day, Eric Clapton wants to earn some more fucking money. $450 million isn't enough. Eric Clapton's a bullshit artist is what he is. And God knows, I have a radio station. I play his music. I love his music. But I do not like Eric Clapton, and I have never liked Eric Clapton. He is not nice to women. And he is a fucking liar. He's an anti-vax, lying sack of shit who has vowed never to play in a venue that requires vaccinations. But that is exactly what he is doing, because at the end of the day, as I said, the money means more to him than actually being truthful about things. And the fact of the matter is, all of you people will forget that, because you love to hate only specific rich people. But you are following others like they are for you. Joe Rogan, a former stand-up comedian, who alleged just recently that Joe Biden faked getting the booster shot with absolutely no proof that Joe Biden faked getting the booster shot. But that's okay, because that kind of shit will stick with the anti-vax movement, because they don't need proof of anything. All they need is a talking head. And that's what Joe Rogan now is. He doesn't have to be a stand-up comedian anymore. He's got $100 million in wealth just from his fucking YouTube channel. He doesn't need to go out and entertain anymore. He can just sit there and fucking lie to you all day. And that's exactly what Joe Rogan does. Okay? He courts people like Mr. Sandy Hook, the other nutbag, Alex Jones, who just lost 2 cases lying to the American people. And he's mortified that he lost and is responsible for all payments. But you don't have to worry about Alex Jones, because he now sells supplements and he's making plenty of money. He doesn't have to worry about getting back on venues, because he's making money from selling supplements to you, convincing you that you can fight COVID with supplements, because you are from Dumbfuckistan. And then finally, Jane Fonda, who in between filming for her HBO show or her fucking Netflix show, whatever the fuck it was, took up the mantra of climate change, and actually appeared in Washington and got herself arrested, showed herself with little zip ties on her hands, which then get cut, and she went out for cocktails later. Where has Jane Fonda been? Climate change hasn't gone away. In fact, it's gotten worse. All of these people, they're public relation hounds. That's all they are. They're fucking failed at everything except making money. Wake the fuck up. What is wrong with you people? Putting stock in these people, particularly guys like Bill Maher and Russell Brand, I just can't even, Are you calling them thought leaders and truthers? You might need some psychological help. I'll talk to you all later.